Let's talk about your menstrual cycle and eczema because you're likely having flares around specific times during your whole uterine cycle. So I have this behind me because it's really important for me to be able to kind of point things out. So with eczema, progesterone, this green line right here, is really important for us managing our flares. And I can explain why in a moment. But there's a moment here, so you can see this is essentially estrogen, the blue. So around day, I'd say 12 of your uterine cycle, so this is after your period, this is about like pre-ovulation, your estrogen levels are rising. And then you'll see your progesterone starts to rise around this point. It begins to rise around day 14 and going up and up and up. And then it's starting to dip back down right before your cycle. So there's two different places where you're likely to flare in relationship to your uterine cycle. It would be day 12 and a few like day 26, 27, 28 of this cycle. Those are your two primary points where you're most likely to flare related to your hormones. Let's talk about this pre-ovulation period and why exactly it would cause you to flare. So what's going on here is your estrogen is spiking and it does a couple of things. The first thing that it does is it'll actually increase histamine in your body. Now, if you're getting reactive around this time and you do need to track your eczema to your cycle to actually know if that's happening, but what's going on is the estrogen is stimulating the mast cells to release histamines, and it's also reducing DAO enzymes. So taking DAO enzymes like beef kidney before this area could be really helpful. Another thing that happens is if you have a sluggish or overworked liver, it isn't breaking down the excess estrogen in the way that you would need. So if you're flaring around this time, I'm going to see there's some sort of histamine and not necessarily histamine intolerance, but there's something to do with histamines going on with you and your eczema, and most likely something to do with your liver going on as well. So then this last right before your period, a few days into your period, what's going on is that low progesterone again, and it's most likely that you're going to have immune system related flares because progesterone's job is to calm mast cells and to balance an immune response.